All right, so today we're going to break down the approach of a company called SK Consulting Marketing. And they're tackling a huge frustration. I mean, one of the biggest in business, right? That feeling when your marketing costs a fortune, but brings in, well, zero real measurable profit. It's a tough spot to be in. So let's just dive right in and see what their take is on this.
And we're kicking things off with a problem that I'm sure is going to feel super familiar to a lot of you business owners out there. It's that feeling you know you need marketing, but man, the whole industry just feels so crowded, so noisy. And trying to find someone who actually delivers on what they promise, it feels almost impossible.
I mean, just look at that question. Are you tired of marketing that brings no profit? I bet for a lot of you, the answer is a big yes. You know the drill. You spend the money, you see some activity, likes, clicks, whatever. You get these reports full of metrics, but when it comes down to it, at the end of the month, your bottom line just hasn't budged. It's this super common, super frustrating cycle. And this quote, this just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? You've likely been pitched beautiful logos, vague strategies, and awareness campaigns. It's so true. You get sold the sizzle, right? The fancy designs, all the right buzzwords, these big ideas about awareness, but you never actually get the steak. And by steak, I mean actual, real revenue growth. And that, right there, is the core of the whole problem. It's not really about just finding an agency to do stuff for you. It's about finding a real partner. You know, someone who gets your specific industry, who's as obsessed with your financial success as you are. And let's be honest, finding that person, it can seriously feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. Okay, so we've spent a lot of time on the problem. So what's the solution? Well, this is where we start getting into the philosophy behind SK Consulting Marketing. And it's not just about, doing more marketing. It's a pretty fundamental shift in how they think about the client relationship and, well, the goals themselves.
First up, and this is a big one, is their core principle, impact over activity. What does that mean? It means every single thing they do, every strategy, every campaign, every little piece of content is totally laser-focused on one single thing, driving revenue. It's about stepping away from all those vanity metrics, likes, impressions, all that stuff, and just focusing on what actually matters to a business's health.
Okay, number 2, human plus AI intelligence. Now, this isn't about letting bots just run the whole show. Not at all. It's about using the power of AI for what it's amazing at. Deep market analysis, digging up incredible data insights. But then, and this is the key part, all that data gets interpreted and turned into a real strategy by expert human minds. It's really the best of both worlds.
And the third piece of the puzzle is this idea of partnership, not just service. The whole goal is to work with you, not just for you. It's a subtle but huge difference. Your business goals, they become their goals. And what that does is create this really integrated relationship where the agency basically becomes a true extension of your own team. All right, so a philosophy is great, right? But it's kind of useless without a practical system to actually bring it to life. So let's get into the how. This is their own system called the 3X Impact System, and it's designed to deliver on 3 really crucial things: clarity, credibility, and, you guessed it, cash flow. So let's walk through these steps, because the way they build on each other is really the magic here. Step 1, it all starts with AI-driven brand intelligence. They use these tools to get a super deep understanding of your market, your audience, everything. Then, step 2, with that knowledge, they build the marketing plan. And it's a bottom-line first approach, meaning every single thing is designed from day one to affect your revenue. And finally, step 3 is expert-led execution. A seasoned team takes that plan and builds your brand like it's their very own. A system is only as good as the people who are actually running it. So to really get a handle on the expertise here, we've got to look at the founder behind the work. This is where we build that trust and see the depth of experience that's really fueling this whole thing. 8+ years. That's not just a number. That's over 8 years of hands-on, in-the-trenches experience in brand, content, and digital marketing. That's a really solid foundation, built from learning what actually works and what, well, doesn't.
And when you dig into that experience, it's pretty impressive. We're talking about working with world-class agencies and even Fortune 500 companies. On top of that, you've got top-tier academic credentials from places like IM Indoor and Symbiosis. And then there's the industry recognition, winning awards, being invited to mentor and judge competitions. It's this really powerful mix of real-world, corporate, and academic expertise all rolled into one. Okay, so with all that expertise, you might be wondering, who do they actually help? They're not trying to be everything to everyone. Instead, all that knowledge is focused on some very specific industries where they know they can make the biggest, most significant impact. And this table just lays it all out so clearly. For example, if you're a premium lifestyle brand, they're focused on your positioning and digital growth. If you're in luxury, it's all about human-centered marketing that wins over client trust. For EdTech platforms that are trying to scale, the goal is to help you stand out and get more users. And for founders and creators building a personal brand, it's all about establishing authority. You can see how each one has its own tailored approach.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important question for you to think about. When you look at your own brand, I want you to really reflect on this. Is your brand strategy built for intelligence, or is it just built for activity? Are your efforts actually driven by deep insights and aimed squarely at the bottom line? Or are you maybe caught in that cycle of just being busy? It's a really crucial question to ask yourself if you want to build a brand that isn't just visible, but one that's genuinely, truly profitable.